in Auto Detail Kings. Today we will show you the whole process of preparing a car for ceramic coating. So every car we start from pre-wash, which is we cover the car with the snow foam to dissolve all the traffic film what we catch on the car. After a couple of minutes, when the snow foam starting falling off of the car, it's time to rinse it off to get rid of all the sand and the muck of the car before we go for the next step, which is washing. So next step is washing with the microfiber gloves and 2 bucket method. In one bucket we have a shampoo, in the other bucket we have just clear water. So every time when we use the glove, we wash the glove in the water, and then we take a fresh shampoo to go ahead and wash other parts of the car. Now once the car is washed, it's time to dry it out, because on the bottom of the car we have plenty of tar spots what need to be removed. So now when the car is washed and dry, it's time to remove all the tar spots, especially from the bottom of the car. I'll just simply spray over the car, wait a little bit to dissolve the tar. You can already see how the tar spots started melting and the drippings are going down. After a couple of minutes, we can simply wipe it off gently to not leave any scratch. And you can see already all the tar spots are already gone. Once the car is washed and tar is removed, we need to wash the sides of the car from the tar removing tube. After previous process, we need to dry car again, because then we're gonna do Iron X treatment, so the car must be clean and dry. So it's already second time the car has been washed and dried. When car is washed, when tire is removed, and the car is dried again, it's time for Iron X treatment. because some of the contaminants in the paint we couldn't wash off during the normal process of washing. So that's why we need to treat the car with the Iron X to dissolve all the contaminants what are in the paint already. Now the car is covered in Iron X, we will let it to work on the car. Usually it's a couple of minutes, 10 to 5 minutes, but you need to remember we can do the Iron X treatment outside in the sun, because then the stove will dry out immediately and you won't get that effect what we can get in the shades. After a couple of minutes, when the Iron X was working on the car, it's time for wash the whole car again. Last step with whole process of preparation in the car before the polishing and ceramic coating is the clay barring. On this, when the car is wet, we're gonna use clay cloth. The clay cloth is thicker than the standard traditional clay bar, so we concentrate more on the flat surface like a bonnet, roof and boot, because the car in general is very clean and was well prepared and very good to look after. I sprayed a shampoo solution and simply try to wash it off. As I said, the car is very good and very clean, because usually on most of the cars what we got for ceramic coating, this process is absolutely necessary before polishing. On the roof we find some more contaminants even after an Iron X treatment, even after 2 washes. There's still something in the paint. It could be from the trees, but also like traffic film, whatever. After years, if you don't do regular detailing wash, that could happen. Now you can even hear the noise, but after a few movements, it's perfect. After clay barring, we rinse the car again, and it's time for a drying. We're gonna use the leaf blower to get rid of the water of the car, and then to dry it completely we're gonna use fresh drying towel. So in the final drying, we need to dry and blow off the water from the rubber seals, because during the polishing process we need to mask the rubber seals. So it's necessary to do it, because then the masking tape won't stick into the rubber when there is a water behind. car is washed and paint has been decontaminated, it's time for a inspection the paintwork to find the scratches, what we need to remove, what we can't remove, and what we are not able to remove because the scratches are too deep. For the inspection, we use the lamps and spot torch. Lamp will show us all the scratches and old smear marks. Then we're gonna use the torch, the spotlight, to see the soft smear marks on the paint. So now you can see the very deep scratches, probably made by the hand wash with the brush. They're the horizontal scratches. They're deeper than smear marks, but we still can remove it because they're in the clear coat. But if we see the paintwork with the spotlight, we see millions of small smear marks around. So for sure the car will change a lot when we do coating stage. We're gonna get rid of all the smear marks. We'll try to get rid of all the deep scratches as well. On the fuel tank cap, we can see the overbuff. That means the car has been polished before. It also could mean the paint is very soft, but usually the Japanese car has a very soft paint. So we're gonna try polishing from probably medium compound and medium polishing disc, because we don't know how much clear coat left on this car, and also we're gonna start from an easy combination, and then if we see we can work harder on the paintwork, then we go for coating compounds and coating pads. On the boot we can see many dust pieces in the paint. That means the boot has been resprayed. We can't do much with this. What we can try is a wet sanding and then compound and bring it shine again, but it never would be perfect because that's already in the paint, in the clear coat, so you can still see them little spots in the paint. The bonnet has been resprayed as well, but it's much better work than on the boot. On the bonnet we can see only the soft smear marks, and there is some matte mark on the paint. That means someone probably tried to remove some spot with the wet sanding. The paintwork is not too bad, and also because we have seen this overbuff on the fuel tank, so we won't go too hard. We're gonna try from a medium pad and medium compound. Let's try this out. Yeah, now I can already see a huge difference. I'm gonna check it again with the torches to see how it works, but I'm pretty happy with the results now. Yeah, basically all the smear marks are gone. A few very deep scratches still visible, but they are only visible when I use the torch like this, and I wouldn't go deeper in the clear coat. I'm happy with the results. Now we're gonna do whole car like this, then we're gonna do final stage to bring more shine from this paint.
we got the car for full valet, we're taking the seats out from the car to be able to clean the carpets under the seat as good as it's possible. Once the seats are out from the car, it's time to start hoovering, blowing off all the dust of the air vents, rails. After first hoover, it's time to use our tornado gun. We're gonna clean the roof line, just few spots because we won't wash whole roof liner because it's pretty good condition. Then we're gonna clean all the vents. Then we go down on the carpets, we clean the carpets. Then we're gonna clean doors. And after this, it's time for another hoover. When the interior of the car is hoovered and cleaned, it's time to get the seats done. We're gonna clean the seats with our extractor hoover. It's a very powerful vacuum cleaner, so we're gonna suck basically all the water from the seat to make the drying process much quicker. Now the interior is clean, the dash is clean, all the vents has been cleaned, seats are clean and mats are cleaned, so it's time for a final hoovering and trim the plastic inside. We're gonna use the Malco trim restorer. They're gonna dry out, it won't be sticky or greasy, it just leaves the perfect shiny and much darker finish on the plastic surface. Subaru is finally coated. It's covered in dust because the coating stage produces lots of dust. So we need to now wash the car again, dry it out, and it's time for a final stage to remove all the smear marks what the coating stage left on the car. Now, because car is polished, there is no any scratches left on the car, so we're gonna dry the car using just air blow without any racks, because we're gonna do a finishing step after. Once the coating stage is done, it's time to use the final compounds and final pads to bring as much shine from the paintwork as possible. For the finishing step, we used the ultra-fine pads and compounds, but that was not enough to remove all the sphere marks that we left during the coating stage, even when we used the coating stage as the medium. So we decided to go for a little bit harder pads and finishing compound. Car is already polished. We did a coating stage, finishing stage. Car got wiped, so now it's time to put the nano primer. It's a prepare step before the ceramic coating. It will provide the perfect bond with paint with the ceramic coating. So the body will get a nano primer to provide the best grip, and the wheels need to be done with the panel wipe to clean all the grease. Now we have the nano primer on the car. After 30 minutes, it's ready to start in wiping off. Finally, after 2 days of work, we are ready to start in putting the ceramic coatings on. We have 3 products where we're gonna apply on this car. It's a Ceramic Pro glass. This product goes on all windows around. It's lasting around 2 years. Then we're gonna put Ceramic Pro 9H as the first coating layer on the body, on the paintwork. And after this one, we're gonna put Ceramic Pro top coat. The top coat will give you more shine, very good hydrophobic effect and self-cleaning benefits. The wheels are special because on the wheels, to clean them, we use acid wheel cleaner. So on the wheels, we're gonna put Ceramic Pro wheel and caliper. It's much stronger formula, highly chemical resistance, so non-acid from the wheel cleaner can dissolve this product. This product will stay for years on the wheels. Once the 9H coating is on the car all around, it's time to put the top coat. We're gonna put the top coat exactly the same way how we put the 9H on the car. And now we need to do whole car like this, and it's finally ready.